Imagine this. A man walking down a quiet city street at dusk, his daughter's tiny hand tucked in his. He's not rich, not famous, just an ordinary single father trying to make ends meet. Yet in the next few minutes, he'll make a choice that will etch his name into the hearts of strangers forever. Before we dive in, I want you to pause for a moment. If you believe stories of courage, sacrifice, and love still matter in today's world, go ahead and like this video and subscribe to the channel. Because what you're about to hear is more than just a story. It's a reminder of what it means to be human. The man's name was Daniel. Life had not been kind to him. His wife had passed away years earlier, leaving him alone to raise his 6-year-old daughter, Lily. He worked long shifts as a mechanic, hands worn and calloused from endless labor, but his heart was soft when it came to Lily. Every night, no matter how tired he was, he would sit with her, tell her bedtime stories, and promise her that as long as he was alive, she would never face the world alone. On that evening, Daniel and Lily stopped by a small corner store. The city was alive with the buzz of traffic, horns, and people rushing home from work. Lily tugged on his sleeve, her eyes catching the glimmer of candy bars in the window. He smiled, bought her one, and they stepped outside, laughing together. But within seconds, everything changed. A car screeched to a halt in front of the store. Two men jumped out, faces hard and desperate, guns drawn. One shouted at a woman walking with her little girl on the opposite side of the street. The woman froze, clutching her daughter to her chest, terror in her eyes. She looked expensive, from her tailored suit to the polished heels. Clearly, she was someone important, someone these men thought they could use to their advantage. Lily squeezed her father's hand. Daniel's instincts screamed at him to run, to protect his daughter first. But when his eyes met the little girl's, wide, trembling, innocent, he knew he couldn't just stand by. He stepped forward, slowly, trying not to provoke the men. "Let the kid go," he said, his voice steady though his heart raced. "She's just a child." The robbers snarled. One raised his gun. And in that moment, Daniel acted without hesitation. He pushed Lily behind a parked car and lunged toward the armed man. A shot rang out, then another. Pain tore through his chest, searing hot, but he didn't stop. With one last surge of strength, he shoved the little girl out of harm's way. She stumbled and fell, but she was safe. Daniel collapsed to the pavement, blood pooling beneath him. Lily's scream echoed through the street as she ran to him, clutching his arm. His vision blurred, but he forced a smile for her. "It's okay, sweetheart," he whispered. "Daddy's right here." And then, just 3 minutes later, tires screeched again. A sleek black car pulled up, doors flung open, and out stepped a woman in heels, her face pale, her eyes wild with fear. It was the little girl's mother. Not just any mother, but a CEO of a powerful company, someone used to controlling boardrooms and commanding respect. But at that moment, none of that mattered. She dropped to her knees, gathering her daughter in her arms, tears streaming down her face. She looked at Daniel, this stranger who had thrown himself in front of her child, and for the first time in years, she felt powerless. Why would you do this?" she whispered, her voice cracking. Daniel coughed, struggling to breathe, but he found the strength to answer. His gaze shifted to Lily, who was sobbing, holding his hand tight. "Because no child should grow up without a chance. I know what that's like." The woman's heart broke. In that moment, she saw not just a wounded man, but a father who had already given up everything once, and was willing to do it again, even for a stranger's child. She shouted for help, her voice shaking as sirens wailed in the distance. Paramedics rushed in, fighting to save Daniel's life. Lily clung to him as they loaded him into the ambulance, her small voice begging, "Please don't leave me, Daddy. Please don't go." The CEO woman climbed in beside them, holding her daughter with one arm and grasping Lily's hand with the other. It was as if fate had woven their lives together in blood and sacrifice. In the weeks that followed, Daniel hovered between life and death in the hospital. The bullet had torn through him badly, but he survived. When he woke, weak and broken, he saw Lily asleep on the chair beside him, and across the room, the CEO mother, her daughter asleep in her arms. She had been visiting every single day. Her name was Elena. She told Daniel she owed him everything. No money, no power, no success could ever equal what he had given her, her child's life. But more than that, she found herself drawn to the quiet strength in him, the way he loved Lily with such devotion, the way he had risked everything without thinking twice. As Daniel healed, Elena began helping him. She paid his medical bills, made sure Lily was cared for, even brought books and toys to keep her company. Slowly, a bond grew between them, not just gratitude, but a deep, unspoken understanding. Daniel was a man who had lost everything and still found the courage to give. Elena was a woman who had gained everything but suddenly realized what truly mattered. Months later, when Daniel finally walked out of the hospital with Lily holding his hand, Elena was waiting outside. She knelt down to Lily's level and said, "Your dad is the bravest man I've ever met. And I promise you, he'll never have to face life alone again." The story doesn't end with riches or fame. It ends with something far greater. A reminder that true courage isn't about power or wealth. It's about love, sacrifice, and the choices we make in the blink of an eye. So if this story touched your heart, take a moment to like this video and subscribe. Because the world needs more reminders like this one, that sometimes, heroes aren't born in uniforms or headlines. Sometimes, they're just single dads, walking home with their little girls, who choose love over fear. Would you like me to expand this into a fully fleshed out, 40-minute script with deeper dialogues, flashbacks of Daniel's struggles as a single dad, and the gradual transformation of Elena's character? That way it will carry emotional weight and fill the pacing you're aiming for.